Okay, in section 2, we're going to measure length, okay, and then we're going to plot it just like we did yesterday, okay? Okay, this is just a little review. It says these number lines are divided into equal parts. So look at this one right here, okay? It's divided into 2 sections, right? From 0 to 1. So what fraction goes here? A half, right? Okay. Now, number 2, how many sections are there? If I don't know that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my denominator is going to be what? 4s. So what's the first fraction? 1. Next? 2/4. Next? 3/4. There's no page to this, so you don't have to make it. Just watch. Go to page 555. It says Brian is measuring the lengths of 6 worms. The worms he collected are shown. Describe how he could find the length of each worm to the nearest 1/4 inch. So this will be a little harder in your book. Okay. Let's go ahead. So 555, right? And here's his worms. So it says inches, correct? So am I going to use this part of the ruler? No, that says cm. That's centimeters. I need the plastic one. Okay. I'm going to use the one that says, look, see, inch is on my ruler, and inch is right here. Okay. So let's go and find them. So the first one, by the way, am I going to start like this? Okay, I don't start at 1. I start at the edge of the ruler, which is 0. Okay. So how far is letter A? 1.5. So I'm going to write 1 and then 1/2 inch, like that. Okay. How about B? It's past the 2, right? And it's between the 2 and the 3. So what's that? It's between the 2 and the 3. Halfway. It's 2.5. Now, if it was 2/3, it would be right here, look. But it's not there. Okay. How about C? How long is C? 2. Then go ahead and you tell me what D and E is. You got to measure those. When you have it, raise your hand. When you have it, just tell me. Preston, what do you got? You got 2? Actually, it's not 2 because look, is before 2. It says go to the nearest 1/4 inch, right? So it's past 1, okay? And every 1/4 inch is every 4th line, by the way. So it's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So it's 1 and 3/4. How about E? How long is E? It's past 1, so I know it's at least 1. 1 and 1/4, correct. And F? 2 what? 2.5. So that's what you should have for that. Okay? All right, 2.5. Perfect. Okay, so it says you can look at an inch ruler to help you understand 1/4 inch markers. Okay, this ruler shows 1/4 inch markers. Okay, So in your ruler, every fourth line is a fourth. So it goes 1/4. I know it's a half, but what's after 1/4? 2/4, which is a half. Okay. Then 3/4, then 4/4 would be 1, and then you just go from there. Okay. Because we're past 1, we say that we have 1/4 because it's one whole number plus the fourth. Okay. Now it says you can use an inch ruler to help you understand how to measure the length to the nearest 1/4 inch. Okay. Line up the left end of each worm, which we did, on 0, and then stretch it out to see how far it goes. So the blue one, this worm A, how far is this? 1 1/2, correct. So that one is 1 1/2. Okay. How about F? How long is that? 2 1/2. Says complete the sentence to describe how you begin to measure their earthworm A. Okay. I line up the left end of the worm with what number is at the very edge on the left? 0. Zero. Says look at the okay. Is the earthworm A longer or shorter than 1 inch? Longer. The mark on the ruler that is closest to the other end of the earthworm of A represents how many inches was it? How many inches? 1 1/2. 1 1/2. So the earthworm is 1 1/2 inches long. Okay. All right. Awesome. Go to page 558. Says Brian finds 2 worms. He labels them G and H. Brian finds 2 more worms. He labels them G and H. What are the lengths of the worms to the nearest 1/4 inch? Show your work. So you measure those for me, and then you tell me. All right. How long is worm G? 1 1/2. Are you sure? Yep, 1 1/2. You're right. So 1 1/2 is how long worm? How about worm H? Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's go with 2 3/4. Let's go with that. Awesome. All right. You have this worksheet, okay? And then on the other side, you have this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to do an example on each one of those. You're going to use what we call the plot line. Okay, this is a plot line right here. And there's a little story that goes with it. So the one that says Mr. Bradley is very proud of all the students in his science class, go to that side. It says the science test scores, go to that side for me. Okay? It says they all studied hard and did an excellent job on last week's science test. Everyone in the class scored an 88% or higher. Okay, so this is the test scores at the bottom. The X's represent, do you know what the X's represent? Scarlett? How much students, yes. Good job. Okay. The line plot shows the score distribution. Okay, how many got 80%? How many got 89? If anybody got 100%, okay? So you're going to use the charts to answer the questions. So look, it says how many students received a score of 94%. So I go to 94, which is right here. How many X's are above 94? So how many students scored? How many students scored 94%? 2. That's it. If I'm writing, what are you doing? There you go. Okay. All right, go to the other side, flip it over. Now you have this one. All right, so Susan makes bracelets from glass beads, and sells them online. She charges between $5 to $12 for each bracelet, depending on the size and style. Okay, the line plot below shows how much she received for each bracelet she sold. Okay, so here are the prices for each bracelet. Okay, and the X's represent what in this case, what does the X represent? Yeah, the bracelets. So how many $5 bracelets did Susan sell this week? So I need to go to $5, right? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're right, 8. Oops, 98, not 8. All right. So go ahead and answer the questions on both sides. Okay.